Have we argued yet, or has it
Yes.
all been like...
Yes.
Have you been a co-driver? How are you managing sexy time, baby?
On the van. Over the van.
Baby! Is Fez still having a good time? Tell me why you want to go home.
Because it's just...
Hello honeys, it's Yolz and welcome back to my channel. It has been a while since we've done this, and today I'm not alone. I've got my hubby with me.
Yes.
We are answering all your questions about our travel journey so far, the van, everything on that. So let's not waste any time on the intro. You know what to do. If you do enjoy this video, give it a massive thumbs up. Comment down below if you've got any more questions. Hopefully we'll answer it through the vlogs as well. And of course, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get it. Hey there. It's Yolz channel. Can we get a tour of your transit home, how you store your food, and what you normally eat? Okay, so the plan was, and I'm going to spoil it right here in the beginning, the plan was to do a van tour, but we are literally in the city of Nairobi.
I was filming purely outside the city or outside buildings. So yeah. Whoa. What
Can't
you
just do that here.
Umban, where you from? So
yeah.
I understand that. And I'm not a YouTuber.
Yeah, so it's hard to just park our car and just film it. If it's even like possible to just shoot a building.
We'll get it done though.
We will get it
We'll get it done.
Where does all the courage and enthusiasm to embark on this journey come from?
One, we enjoy the outdoors. We are people who take risks. But in terms of courage specifically on this, I think it had to take me being out in Botswana, away from the family, to realize that there's quite a few things that we actually can do. We definitely did want to travel to Kenya, Nairobi, in October. That was a definite, and had to take a discussion both of us actually had, and we're thinking about to say that, hey, what's possible us actually taking another step further and say that let's do this trip.
It's your mama. Let me just tell her we're filming.
No, if only I charges business, say shoot, we filming.
Oh, T-gel.
T-gel.
Thank you so much.
Okay, mommy. Sorry about that. We were away. Yeah, where courage comes from. I think you're right.
We've not been away from each other for more than 2 weeks until Botswana happened. And in that moment, we're like, okay.
Do we buy a house?
Where are we going in terms of
next?
us, our next journey? We're like, okay.
Should we pray about it? We prayed about it. Should we fast about it? We fasted about it.
And yeah, we just let God. Because again, within our prayers, more to listen to God than us going in our own direction. So I think that's where majority of the courage, pray, answered prayer, and us just saying, okay, that's where God wants us to be at this stage. Let's go with it, and if that's the case, letting our family know it's by
we're doing this. We're still
God
doing
wants
this.
us to be.
Yeah. Have we argued yet, or has it all been like?
Yes.
Has it all been just fun and games? No. Of course, we argue all the time. Probably more than what we have in like a very long time because we were apart for so long. We haven't argued this much this year. I think
just a lot of changes. Not happy with yo, Brown Dini.
Yeah.
This needs to be done. That needs to be done. Okay, what are you doing in all of this?
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So there's definitely those, but we're still here
on both our sides, I think, and also we still work. We still have to be parents. Yeah. We still have to show up, and in all of this, here we are together, frustrated in a room. What do? Anything is a trigger, you know. The penny drops and we're fighting. Another very big question is, have you been a co-driver in this journey so far?
No.
Okay, you can continue. The stage is
You
yours.
have not been. You've offered. Offer has been declined. Where I'm like, okay, I'm in the mood. I'm ready for this. You're offering. I'm like, hi, bro, but I'm prepared for this. We're doing this. But I will say the roads have been dangerous. They have been tricky. Especially leaving from Botswana Zambia, Tanz, Kenya, it has been definitely tricky. So on that end, I will say that it's not something that I would have easily said, okay, take over, do it. Not that you're not capable, but it has been challenging even for myself, saying that, okay, here it's a challenge, I do need to focus. Whereas the smallest thing in terms of distraction, I'm like, yo, I need to actually focus here. So it's not something that we'll take lightly. So yes, you have offered. It has been declined maybe once.
Maybe once.
But predominantly in all the other countries, there's been just challenges.
We have to show up at different times for each other. And I think if there's one thing that you've done consistently in this trip is really show up for me and Fez in the most dangerous of times. And, you know, some people will be like, oh, you know, someone even said, you only showed a piece of the road, yeah, Zambia. If you saw everything, you'd be shocked. We were shocked that we survived.
Yeah. Quite deadly.
It's really, really deadly. And, you know, even Fez admires his dad for really protecting us. And for me, it's the swiftness. I don't know if I have, like, the reflexes that you have, you know, to just stop, dead brakes on the highway because a car is heading our way that I didn't even see, you know. There are times where I had to hold myself and just cry because of what I just saw. My life just flashed in front of me. This car literally missed us by inches, you know. So I appreciate that. And also, I do appreciate that y'all care about my husband, but understand that he cares even more for his family. Like, as much as you really care about him not getting breaks, when we do rest, I do want him to rest, you know. I want him to, so that's my 2 cents. I definitely hear your concerns that I should be driving, but I know for sure if your husband was in my husband's shoes, he wouldn't let you drive where he knows, you know, he'd rather take on the risk of protecting you guys, and if anything happens, he'd be the one accountable for the family. Then you take it and also I don't want him breaking my foot at some point. Yolz is like, you're using your foot to brake because I'm nervous, it's scary. But I appreciate the fact that, you know, he's taken the front line. Any soldier knows, like, you definitely sacrificing your life by driving, and this trip is involving a lot of that. Of course, shorter distances, we're working on that. We're working on that.
We'll leave it at that. Yeah.
Right? Oh, somebody's like, in all your videos, you complain about how dirty the toilets are. How do you then relieve yourself? All my videos. I've only complained with the drifters. You know that bathroom where we literally went into 2-3 toilets. Oh, actually, all the toilets were dirty. And the one we chose...
We stuck to the one that was the most acceptable. That's the one.
It was bad. And then somebody still commented that they've been there and it's never been clean. Anytime that they've been there, those bathrooms in particular have not. But, I mean, if I don't share my experiences, I don't know what else to do. How do I relieve myself? You're going to see in the next vlog, part of it is definitely about toilets. I struggled and I definitely was worried about my bladder because I couldn't relieve myself in some places.
Took a few stops. Drive, stop. Nope, not acceptable. Next time. Drive. Next time.
It's black. There's some places where it's just dirt, mold. And I couldn't even tell him because he's like, I don't want to hear it. I can see.
The face. You stop.
Yeah.
Someone goes out. Quickly come back.
Yeah.
Look at the face.
Let's
Definitely
go.
didn't happen. Next one.
Yeah.
You know the signs. I think we can probably give a detailed answer after the trip.
Yeah,
when we're done, we can
how
say,
much we actually spend for something like this.
These are the actual numbers and realistic, and to be saying that these are the measurable because we've been paying with card, cash. So we can say that we are able to say, track, these are the figures, this is how we spent, this is the total accommodation,
I need to whip out
petrol.
the spreadsheets because I've only got Namibia really down to the T.
Spreadsheets will come at the end.
Yeah. And that's besides the car, which costed about 200k, including insurance, that they hold back. Even if you don't choose the insurance option, they still hold back about 30k. minimum. Also, our trip, the length of it, that's why I say it's quite difficult, because most people can budget 70,000 rand for a trip like this when you're going to Botswana and Namibia, and you'll be perfectly fine, I think, because you can pre-book your stuff. It's an up and down, and there's a lot of variables, like the cost of petrol, the cost of food. In some places it's just ridiculous. I can't believe I have to pay 190 rand for cornflakes. I won't say which country, but I'm still thinking about that. I haven't bought my cornflakes yet, because 190 rand for a box.
Let's just say Africa, dollar's king.
The dollar is king for sure. Are you Tanzanian or South African? I'm glad I look like a lot of different nationalities. I'm actually glad, because I've heard this before.
Yo, I went to go and get my hair cut today.
And they thought you were Kenyan?
And no, just not me. So it was about, okay, your car. Obviously, questions, and that conversation led me to be late for this filming session.
It's not good.
But we are not there. Yo, your wife, where's she from? Wait,
why?
What? Exotic.
Where did they see that? What?
You know?
I'm excited.
Okay, now you're excited.
Mrs. Azania, I take that as a compliment. Girl, I know I look Tanzanian. I know sometimes I look Kenyan. When I was in Nigeria, they said I look like I'm somebody from the Igbo tribe. I hope I'm saying it that right. But you know what? It's okay. This is Africa. This is Africa, baby. Please skip this question if you're not comfortable. The question was, how are you managing sexy time, baby? In the van.
You make time.
On the van.
In the van.
Yeah.
On the van. Over the van.
Baby.
What is the question?
Does and Japan, does Albert Ekan say? Yeah, anything is possible. I'm joking. No, but I'm not joking. No, it's not a joke. The beds in the van, bush law, you've done very well. That was worth paying for that.
For this thickness?
Thick. It's thicker than what a sponge is, actually.
No, it's more comfortable in terms of what you've got in terms of size.
Yeah.
So
I haven't hurt my back yet, so we're good. And some Airbnbs have failed compared to our tent beds.
What we have, we could literally like, okay, can we go and get our mattress
from the car, exactly,
and come and sleep on it?
So we sleep separately from Fez, but you'll get the van tour once we're at a campsite here in Kenya, where we can actually film properly on land. Otherwise, it's just, you can't do that at a parking lot or like at a center here. And then in terms of like Fez, somebody asked, like, you know, with Fez being around, Fez sleeps very well. One thing you did when he was still a few weeks,
7 o'clock schedule, guys.
And you make sure Guti, he sleeps through the noise. Like, that's one thing you did when we were still like new parents. We'd have people over and we'd be like, no, talk, uzolala, and he'd sleep right through it. So he sleeps even through the, how does it go? I feel sorry for our neighbors sometimes.
They definitely say, okay, this is what a stationary tent looks like.
We're not doing that for the tour. And then this is what the tent looks like some evenings, you know. Most of the evenings on the tent, on a campsite. But it's been good. Somebody also asked if our sex life has changed. If it has, it's definitely been for the better. Obviously, we were apart for a while. With him working outside of the country and me.
A lot of catching up to do.
We're still catching up.
Like my sister.
There was one place where the bed was making so much noise.
We felt that neighbors cross.
Ask his neighbors. Anyway, which countries have you been so far which were easier to enter? Zambia from Botswana and
Kenya. Kenya was
Zambia was tricky. It was supposed to be easy, but because people took lunch, we had counter situations.
It was a situation where it was typical government situation.
Yeah, like South Africa.
We're going on lunch. Yes. Everyone's going on lunch.
You got to wait the hour out. But it would have been quicker if they didn't take that
definitely
time.
Would have, but Kenya by far.
Oh my days. They even told us we were scammed. Anyway, that's news for another vlog.
Wasn't scam. You just said you overpaid.
That means you scammed.
They just said you overpaid.
You paid double. Are you not scammed? Tell me in the comment section, honeys. Did you save for this trip prior, and how much is it The cost thing is very tricky, but yes, we definitely dipped into a lot of our savings even before knowing that we'd secure a sponsor. And thankfully, we do have a sponsor. Will it cover everything? Now, looking back in hindsight, no. However, it will cover the majority, which we're super grateful for. And we're also grateful to be able to do something like this. We're not paying any rent in South Africa. So any like costs for food and rent that we're having over and above what we had thought initially, we like that would have actually been absorbed by our rent back home and stuff like that. Do I still have my home? Someone asked. In Cape Town? Yes, the property is still there. I don't live in Cape Town. We live in Joburg, where we were renting still. What lessons have you learned since you started traveling, and what sets SA apart from other countries? Okay.
Do you want to go for it?
Okay, quickly, I think the biggest lesson is learn more languages. It's not nice to have so many friendly people, especially Zambia and Tanzania, so many sweet, friendly people and not being able to communicate properly. And also some people are standoffish just because they don't understand you, and it can be frustrating for somebody to try. So I completely understand on their part. And what sets the other countries apart from South Africa, or what sets SA apart? We don't have to watch our backs. It's not a positive thing that sets SA apart. But I think for the most part, we've really felt safe. Like now, I was thinking, somebody might be breaking in. But just by my husband saying, this is Kenya, it's not South Africa, the mindset is different here. There was an accident this morning and so many people were literally, the taxi actually overturned. It was laying on its side. People were pulling people out like within seconds. I heard it. I got out. I looked outside. And I think we'd definitely help in that situation. But I think... I've also seen accidents in South Africa where we're very quick to take out our phones and, instead of us helping, call out for help, which is good because we're not medics. But I think that situation for me was just like, seeing so many people before the ambulance came and not a lot of them are just staring and watching. And I think we are very much fed from Western culture. Pick up the phone first and then maybe help.
Sure.
And then I think the other thing that sets SA apart, you know what? Very positive. I love our roads. I regret ever saying anything about the N2, the N1, any of our roads, in fact.
Taxi drivers?
Even the taxi drivers, my apologies. We have the best drivers. Maybe a stretch. But we have really good drivers in South Africa. I'm not going to complain about them anymore. I used to drive through Joburg CBD and I used to complain. I even had a little bit of an altercation with a taxi driver who ended the whole conversation with buzz off, and my brother was there and my brother laughed at me because I lost the battle. Buzz off. Apologies, mister, because what I've seen here.
So for me, I'd also highlight language. I think it's such a pity that as Africans we don't speak universal African language. And I think, and I would echo that, I think in terms of Swahili, I think all of us as Africans should be able to speak throughout communicating. I think it should be the definite language that we should be speaking in the whole continent. So that's something that's one. Roads, definitely appreciate them, as well as I'd say on restaurants. As much as we would chow service in South Africa, we have had situations where we are being served by locals and service has not been great. So those who are in the service industry in South Africa, be it South Africans, be it non-South Africans, really appreciate that from the sense of people actually taking care of you as a customer,
checking in on a table,
and just really reflecting: are you guys fine? Are you okay? And you're not just about a number in terms of a tip. So on that end, and the food, so far, I have to say, South Africa takes the cake in terms of actual fantastic food. Not that we haven't had instances where the restaurants that we have been to, food has not been phenomenal. I hope that's going to change. I hope that it's going to get better.
Bookings.com should sponsor your travels already.
Yes.
Wow, that was quick. Okay.
Get on
Highly
it.
recommend that you do, because
Done.
I live on that app. Love the reviews, and I need to do better in terms of reviewing myself. I used to review more, but with the speed at which we switch places, especially when we're on campsites, I've struggled to do that. Are you coming to Malawi? Yes, Malawi we definitely are. Zimbabwe we definitely are. Mozambique we're still a little bit.
Yeah, no, Mozambique, northern side,
Yeah.
tensions. I'm not sure about you. Maybe not. Might just touch the border, get out.
Isn't Fez tired? He definitely can be tired on the road. This question is saying it's tiring to be on the road. So we do take a lot of breaks. Like now, we've been in Kenya since Friday. It's going to be a week tomorrow. So the same with Botswana, we took a proper break.
Yeah.
The last two countries, we could not really stay very long. Tanzania, they gave us literally a visa to be in transit. Literally time to, and we had to respect that, 7 days. So we did, I don't think we only spent more than 2 days or 2 days in one place when we started our journey at the coffee farm.
Yeah.
But that was it. Other than that, it was just one area, keep moving, one area, keep moving. That was difficult, but we did it. So for him, I think it's definitely taxing. When we got here the Saturday, he wanted toys. We took him out. We gave him some time to just be him. And then he also got a lot of time to play with other kids. So we do definitely feel for him. And then when we can play with him, we do. We take turns because we're not always on at the same time. So yeah, we try and balance that. What is this trip doing to you spiritually and emotionally? There's just so much we've gained, I think. More spiritual, emotional. Hey, we're working through it together.
Takes time.
There's been a lot of fights.
Every day.
Yeah, but we still love each other very much. Spending time with God is just it's different now. Our trust, I don't think I've ever trusted God this much. Have you?
No, definitely not. But again, I said for me, it really I needed to get out of South Africa to actually realize the possibilities and the reliance on God. Because those are things that I was like, hey, it's just crazy. Each day for me is a different day that I'm spending with God, and knowing what I do have in SA and what I don't have, and seeing other people, how they're living, and just being grateful. And it is in that moment of being grateful for what you have that you realize so much. And that's why I always say, in terms of, for me personally, travels have always enlightened me to say and to actually realize how much I do have, and not really focus on what I'm lacking. So yeah, it's in that spirit that it has said, and we as a family took this journey knowing very well that we're going to learn, we're going to grow, we're going to be challenged.
Yep.
And how is it that we're going to get out of this journey? What's God saying to us as a family? And I can say, hey man, Nairobi, watch out.
How much clothes did you pack for the entire...
Too much.
Yeah, we overpacked. We definitely overpacked.
We all did.
Is Fez still having a good time? He actually is, even though he's tired. Of course, he misses some of his friends, like he's mentioned his best friend today. But he definitely is enjoying the... There's the other morning, was it yesterday, where he said, I'm happy.
Yeah,
I'm happy, And I think that's big coming from a child, because they have big feelings, and like we do, but they express them more. Yeah. So to hear that really warmed my heart.
And it's honest, unfiltered.
Yeah.
He'll say it as it is. And I guess as well, you'll hear his lingo as well. We've become bruv.
Oh my goodness, I'm bruv. Oh my days. Where are we going to be in December, and what are we going to be doing when we get to South Africa? What comes after this? So it's a 2-part question. December, Lord willing.
Eastern Cape.
Western Cape.
Western Cape. Those are the two. In between, obvious. There may be something in between those, but definitely Eastern Cape, Western Cape.
Obviously Gauteng, because we'll arrive there.
Yeah.
But for a few days, and then they still work. If I need to be flown out anywhere, if you need to be flown out anywhere, we'll do that. We'll show up. But so far, our December holidays, we want to be with family, and our families are in Gauteng and Eastern Cape and Western Cape.
Yeah.
What's next for us? After this trip, what happens?
God knows.
Only the Lord knows. I laugh because we don't know either. You know, this is a chapter in our lives where God gave us a little preview and said, go. We don't know what the next chapter holds, but it's exciting. It is so exciting.
It's also hard because the thing is,
because you want to know the human in us.
Natural what you want to play, you want to plan. Sorry, so you want to plan, you want to look ahead. Yes, we do know what we're kind of looking at, and it's amazing that through prayer, through fasting, that it's like, whoa, okay, our minds are pretty scattered at the moment. Let's pray. Let's have some fasting, and then just in terms of answers, the possibilities, it's like totally amazing. So in that, we don't really know, but we're just trusting in God to continue to lead us.
The hints have been dropping. God has been hinting things in our spirits.
Yeah, no, the hints are there. So in terms of just being open and not to close any door that He's actually directing us to, that's something that we definitely want to put in the forefront. God first and not ourselves. So that I think it's the most amazing and most important part of this trip. We don't know. God does.
Yeah, letting go of the steering wheel.
Storage, go, sell, auction. We're
doing that. Yeah, I think thankfully it's not for money. It's for God. But yeah, everything that we've done now and what we've learned, the biggest lesson and the biggest takeaway is that we don't give God enough credit to be able for us to trust Him enough to can take care of us, and He actually has. Like the reason you still have a pulse today is because He sees you, He's thinking of you, and He's chosen another breath for you to be able to take today. And we need to amplify that more into our daily life, our hourly life. Every minute, every second, it counts to God. And this has taken us to that point where, you know, there are days where we're like, Solana Whoopi. But God finds a way. So, and it's His story. He's the writer of our stories. And we need to just show up and, you know, do our best, and He'll do the rest, truly. So, that is it from us. Thank you guys so much for asking. Tell me why you want to go home.
Because it's just very comfy there.
Aww.
Because it's always because we have just been like packing. I like the packing more in South Africa instead of in different countries and doing other things in different countries. So I just like being in South Africa more. The place I'm more comfortable with is where Granny is, Cape Town.
Aww.
Because I miss Granny and I miss Auntie Mishi.
Bruh, what you say?
Bruh.
Okay, that is it from us, honeys. I hope you did enjoy this Q&A. Thank you to my boys for today. Thank goodness we can get Uber Eats today. Yo, the convenience in Nairobi. What is that?
I'm doing what Daddy just did, but with a different one.
My goodness, join this family, be part of it. Oh my goodness, can you believe that we are literally at the doorstep of 100,000 subscribers? Hallelujah.
And please, can you like the videos if you want to travel, and you can also press the subscribe button if you don't want to. You can press it on other times if you want to.
Aww.
Bye.
Bye. Love you guys.
Cheers, guys.